Hey newsies, this is a quick 15-minute flow that you can do before or after a workout, or maybe just to get that blood circulating if you've got a long day ahead of you of sitting or just being out in the field. So this will help with the quads. It's going to be a nice quad stretch, a little bit of the hip opener, and just an overall nice blood circulating flow. We're going to go through some things, sun salutations, up dogs, down dogs. So just stick with me, hang in there. If you are someone who's done yoga before, you'll feel right at home. And if you're not, stay with us because this is a journey we're all in together. Here we go. So coming to the top of the mat here, go ahead and release those shoulders back. Those hands are right next to the body. Keep the knees slightly bent. And on an inhale, reach up. On an exhale, take that forward fold. Knees can be slightly bent. Inhale, bring the hands to the shins, flat back. Exhale, release, plant the hands, take it back. Go ahead and find a plank. If a plank is ever too heavy for you, you can always drop the knees. And whenever you're ready, exhale, lowering down to the bellies, tuck the toes under. Inhale, lift, baby cobra. Exhale, release, tuck the toes under, pressing through that plank. Exhale, press back. Very nice. From here, lift that right heel towards the sky. Toes are pointing down. Make sure those hips are nice and square. Inhale, bring that knee in towards the chest. Step that foot right in between the hands. Back heel drops. Inhale, lift, sweep up. Hold, warrior one. We're going to be here for a few breaths. So this is warrior one. It's the first part of a sun salutation A, which encompasses warrior one and a chaturanga. From here, check in with the knee. Make sure it's not caving in. It's really engaged. We're pulling that right hip back as that left hip pulls forward. And notice my toes are pointing in the same direction as my knee here. So go ahead and sink down a little deeper. Inhale, lift, really reaching through those arms. The arms are right next to the ears. Make sure we're not bent through the elbows, really lifting. And on that exhale, go ahead and release. Coming back through plank. So at any time, you can always skip the chaturanga and come straight into down dog. But if you want a little bit extra today, you can always come into that chaturanga. Again, knees can be lifted or on the ground. Inhale, lift. Exhale, press back, down dog. Very nice. On an inhale, lift that left heel towards the sky. Once again, inhale, bring that knee in towards the chest. Step that foot right in between the hands. Again, that back heel drops. Inhale, lift, sweep up, warrior one. Same thing, you want to make sure that the knee is not caving in and the knees pulling forward toward the toes. And really invite this left hip to come back as the right hip is pulling forward. So you'll find that scissoring effect here in that warrior one. Inhale, lift the arms up. Take a nice deep inhale. Stay for the exhale. One more time, inhale. And exhale, go ahead and release. Very nice. Plant the hands, take the feet back again, straight into down dog, or if you like the chaturanga. Exhale, lower to the belly, tuck the toes under. Inhale, lift, baby cobra. Exhale, release, tuck the toes and press the hips back. First down dog, we're straight into it. So really press those hips up towards the sky. If the heels don't quite touch the ground, that's okay. Eventually, over practice, maybe they will. Maybe they'll never touch the ground, and that's okay too. I've been practicing for a little over 10 years now, and you can see mine aren't quite there. Depends on the day for me, honestly. Sticking with that breath. If you find that that chest is collapsing down, can we lift it up? Invite the ribs to really press into that spine, and then really press the hands into the ground. And on that next breath, take the inhale, gazes up towards the hands, and let's find a little bit of a tippy toe. So baby steps, really stretching the backs of the legs here. This will feel nice on the hamstrings. Very nice. Hands come to the shins. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, sweep the arms up towards the sky. And exhale, hands down to heart center. Let's do that one more time. Inhale, lift, sweep up. Exhale, take that forward fold. Keep the knees slightly bent. Inhale, hands to shins. Exhale, release. Plant the hands, step it back. Very nice. Option here to drop to the knees or stay lifted. I'll demonstrate lifted knees here. Exhale, chaturanga all the way down towards the belly. Tuck the toes under. Inhale, lift. Baby cobra, just a little lift. Exhale, release. Tuck the toes under. Pressing back through down dog. Very nice. Inhale, lift that right heel towards the sky. Toes are pointing down. Bring that knee in towards the chest. Pausing there for just a moment and then step that foot right in between the hands. Back heel drops. Inhale, lift, sweep up. Warrior one. Again, that scissoring effect here in the hips. So really inviting that right hip back. Left hip pulls forward. Toes and knee are in that same diagonal direction. Reaching the hands up towards the sky. Can we sink a little bit deeper? Take a nice deep inhale. And exhale, release. Take it back. Option here to go straight to down dog or chaturanga. Exhale, lowering down to the belly. Tuck the toes under. Inhale, lift, baby cobra. Exhale, release it down. Tuck it back. Down dog. Left side. Left heel towards the sky. Toes are pointing straight down. Inhale, bring that knee in towards the chest. Step it through. Back heel drops. Inhale, lift, sweep up, warrior one. Sink a little bit deeper if that feels nice. Remember that scissoring effect, pulling this left hip back, right hip forward. Really reaching those hands tall towards the top of the room, the sky, wherever you're doing this. And then exhale, release. Once again, option straight to down dog or come through that chaturanga. Exhale to lower. Inhale, lift up. Maybe a little bit deeper into that up dog. Again, up dog, you're really pressing the tops of the feet in towards your mat here, really lifting up through those quads, opening up through the chest, and exhale, press back. Down dog. Take a few breaths here. Nice deep inhale. Open up that mouth, exhale. Take one more, nice deep inhale. Open up that mouth, exhale. Very nice. The next breath, take the gaze up towards the hands. You can step or maybe this time bend the knees and give it a little hop, but land very quietly at the top. See if you can hear me land. Nice and quiet. Inhale, halfway lift, hands come to the shins. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, sweep up towards the sky. And exhale, hands down to heart center. All right, let's get into those hippies. Inhale, lift, sweep up. Exhale, take that forward fold. Beautiful, hands to the shins. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, plant the hands. Step back the left. Step back the right. And then exhale, press back down dog. Very nice. So go ahead and lift that right heel up towards the sky once again. Really imagine someone's pulling that leg away from the body. And then whenever you're ready, bend that knee here, open up those hips. Now notice how my top of the body turned to the side. Let's counteract that. So I'm gonna have my top of my body and I'm gonna make sure it's really down towards the mat. And then with this top foot that is opening up through the hip, really see if you can cross it over to really open up through the hips here. Take one more nice deep breath. Stay for the exhale. And then begin to find a little movement here. So maybe open, close, maybe rotating through the hips, just finding that space through the hips. Very nice. And then whenever you're ready, go ahead and extend, re-square off those hips, heel away from the body. On an inhale, bring that knee in towards the chest, pausing there. And we're gonna step that foot right in between the hands. Pausing here. Option here to drop the knee if it's getting a little intense, untuck the toes, or again, you can stay nice and lifted. Plant that left hand right next to the right foot. We're gonna lift, open up, nice little side twist here, and just pause. Pausing here, really breathing into it. Now really, I invite you to really open up that shoulder. So really pull the shoulder blade down the back and then open up. And if this is starting to get uncomfortable, can you pause and just breathe with it for a moment? Just noticing sensations coming up in your body, noticing what's coming up in your mind, and just being with it for a moment. Take one more breath. And on an exhale, go ahead and release. Now everyone bring that back leg down. I know, right? And we're gonna pause here, press the hands up. Now really back away from this. You're like, but why are we backing away? Sometimes we need to back away from things before we can get into them a little bit deeper. So as you're backed away, go ahead and lift that lower belly up towards the ribs. So we're lifting that low belly up towards the ribs. You might begin to find a little bit of stretch here in those hip flexors. Now from here, go ahead and inhale, lift the arms up towards the sky. Once again, pausing here. You might really be feeling this in the hip flexors. If you need a little bit extra, keep that lift of the low belly up towards the ribs, but slowly begin to sink into it. You can notice I'm shaking. Number one, I have really tight hip flexors, just how my body is. Number two, when we begin to find this movement in the body, you'll be surprised how such subtle movements and the subtle activation of the tiny muscles in our body can really begin to awaken that nervous system. Just pausing here. And then whenever you're ready, exhale, release. Very nice. Plant the hands. Option here to go straight into down dog or maybe take a vinyasa. A vinyasa is the chaturanga. So tuck the toes under, press it back, coming into plank. Here's your vinyasa chaturanga. Exhale to lower onto the belly. Inhale, lift, baby cobra. Exhale, release. Then here, everyone to meet in that down dog. And we'll go straight into that opposite side. So left heel presses up towards the sky. Again, imagine someone's pulling that heel away from the body. Take one more breath. And on the exhale, bend that knee, open up. Now, once again, see how my chest opened up? I'm gonna fight that feeling here. And I'm gonna really square off my chest towards the mat as I'm pulling that foot across the body, really opening up through the hips here. Take one more nice deep breath. Stay for the exhale. And then begin to find some movement here. Open, close, maybe a little bit of hip circles, whatever feels nice. And whenever you're ready, re-extend. Toes coming straight down to the mat, pointing down. Inhale, bring that knee in towards the chest, pausing there. And then step that foot right in between the hands. Once again, option here to drop the knee, or if you like the little lift, staying there. Right hand comes next to that left foot. Checking my watch to see, make sure we're staying on time. Really open up through that chest here. Very nice. Staying here, 2 breaths. Nice deep inhale. Open up, exhale. Really opening up that shoulder, invite that shoulder blade to melt down the back. One more breath. And exhale, release. Very nice. Once again, drop that back knee, tuck the toes under. Once again, remember, we'll back off before we can sink in a little bit deeper. So that low belly will lift up toward the ribs. Find that stretch through the hip flexors. Inhale, lift the arms up. So the biceps are coming right next to the ears. We're lifting those fingertips up towards the sky, up towards the ceiling, wherever you are. And whenever you're ready, if it feels nice, begin to sink into it. Nice deep inhale. Stay for the exhale. And as you're here, just noticing those moments again of uncomfort. Can you breathe into those moments? Can you find growth and space in the uncomfortable? Taking one more breath. And exhale, release. Very nice. Meet in down dog or move through that vinyasa. So take it back, plank, exhale to lower belly, Inhale, lift baby cobra. Exhale, tuck the toes under. Take it back, down dog. Take one breath here. Stay for the exhale. And on an inhale, take the gaze up towards the hands. Step or hop it up. Wherever you are, I'm gonna go ahead and turn towards the side. So we're gonna move straight into some seated poses, trying to make it short and sweet here. Soles of the feet will come together for what's called a Baddha Konasana. Now, I don't want you to try to bring those heels in as close as you can. Gotta have a nice wide diamond here. It'll help a little bit more in those hips. And on an inhale, really stand up, sit up tall. And on an exhale, just take a slight forward fold. Some of you will be able to come deeper. Some of you won't be able to, come very far. And again, hold no judgment in that. We're all different. All of our bodies are different. We've all experienced different things in our lives. Our muscles are all different. And just embrace wherever you are. Very nice. Take one more breath here. And on that exhale, see if you can sink a little bit deeper into that pose, wherever that may be. Be careful not to round through the back. That's kind of, it'll take away the benefits of the pose. Some of the benefits, of course, not all of them, but you really want to lengthen through that spine here to really invite those hips to open up. Another thing, if having those hips open is too much, maybe you have some blocks or blankets, you can always tuck them and place them right in between there, just as a little support there. Take one more breath. And then exhale, release, take it back. We're gonna go through one last pose here. It's one of my favorites for when my hips are tight, but it's called log pose. So we're going to stack the shins right on top of each other. Make sure the feet are flexing to protect the knee. And then from here, once again, if you're like, whoa, Leslie, that is too much, totally understand. Again, I've been practicing for a little over 10 years, so these are things that are okay in my body. But if they're not okay in your body, I would encourage you to find a blanket. You can grab a blanket. I've got a set of books, anything at all to really help find that space here. And as you can see, those books are helping out that knee. And so here, once again, inhale, lift, really lengthening through that spine. For some of you, this may be enough and you'll feel that in those hips. For some others, you might need to start pulling it forward again. And same concept as in that butterfly, that Baddha Konasana, same concept. You don't want to round through the back, really want to lengthen through that spine here. And again, if this isn't you, maybe you need a little bit extra. Maybe some of you are here, maybe just taking it forward. We'll go through a couple more breaths here. With every exhale, see if you can melt a little bit deeper into the pose, whatever that may mean. That might mean just relaxing a little bit more into it. It might mean actually physically melting into it. Or it might be just, this is really uncomfortable, but I'm going to find some comfort in it. Whatever that may be. At this point, we've got one more breath left. Nice deep inhale. Exhale, finding just a little bit more space. Very nice. And on that inhale, slowly press it up. We'll switch into that other side. So again, stacking the shins right on top of each other. Flex the feet to really protect that knee. Again, if you need those blocks or books, in my case, placing them there. And once again, starting off by really lengthening through that spine. And you'll notice as you go and sit through the pose that with every breath, it feels like you can melt a little bit deeper into it. So maybe here I invite you to close the eyes if that feels nice for you. Or if you'd rather keep the eyes open, maybe just start to soften the gaze here. Maybe take the gaze down towards the chin. And as we are here in these moments of uncomfort, once again, just begin to notice what comes up for you. Have you thrown your hands up and said, Leslie, yoga is stupid? That's okay. Sometimes I've wanted to be there. Or are you finding that you want to go a little bit further? Are you curious about it? Is it something that might be challenging you, but in a good way? And as we are in these moments of uncomfort, begin to notice how the breath is coming into play. Are you finding that your breath right now is really short and you're like, I don't even remember when you said to breathe? If you're there, collectively take the nice, big, deep inhale with me. Nice, deep inhale. And exhale, soften. Notice how that might have helped, just the state of mind, just the breath. Take one more just like that. Nice deep inhale. Let it go, exhale. Melting deeper into the pose. Again, wherever that might be. And just ask your body how it does in these moments of uncomfort. How can we apply this off the mat? Gently start to ease back. Removing the blocks. Extend both feet out, just a little wiggle here. Shake out those legs. And then come to a nice comfortable seated position wherever that might be. On an inhale, lift the arms, really reach, lengthening that spine. If it feels good to hook the thumbs. Maybe take a little side stretch here. Reach. And on an exhale, bring the hands down to heart center. Bring the thumbs right next to that heart. And then you can leave the eyes open with a soft gaze, or if it feels nice to close them. And then once again, we'll tap into that feeling of uncomfort. And how can you take it off of the mat? As we were flowing through some of those poses and sitting in that uncomfort, did you want to quit? And if you did, how did you stay? How did you show up for that? How did you show up for the uncomfortness? And how is that playing out in your life off the mat? Can you take that uncomfort and next time just breathe into it, wherever it is, wherever you are? Taking one more nice deep breath in. Open up that mouth, exhale, release anything that doesn't serve you. The light in me honors the light in each and every one of you watching on the other side of the screen. Namaste, newsies.